and welcome to this week's video. Now, I believe in my last video I did say that I would be doing this video on the introduction to my blog, which will be coming out soon. However, my sister and I are having trouble creating that blog, so bear with me, and that will probably be another week. So I thought I'd cover another disappearance this week because, as I said, there's a few more that I know about, so I thought I'd just go through this one. Now, this is the unsolved disappearance of Anthonette Cayedito. On April the 6th, 1986, Anthonette and Wendy Cayedito had been left with a babysitter while their mother, Penny Cayedito, had gone out for the night. Around midnight, Penny Cayedito had come home and sent the babysitter home and then went to bed with both Wendy and Anthonette. Then, when Penny and Wendy got up the next morning, Anthonette was not there, and they searched around the neighbourhood and asked the neighbours, and then called the police. However, Anthonette was never found. The one explanation was from Wendy. Wendy had claimed that at 3 a.m. there had been a knocker at the door who had identified himself as Uncle Joe. Funnily enough, Anthonette did have an Uncle Joe who was married to Penny's sister. When Wendy claimed that the knocker then opened the door and took Anthonette out and placed her in a brown van while Anthonette screamed, "Let me go, let me go." Okay, so this is quite a big case. Also, since then, have been two alleged sightings. The first one was a phone call 1 year later of a girl to Albuquerque Police Department, New York Police Department, some police department, I forgot which one it is. A girl rang the phone and said, I'm Anthonette Cayedito," and it was followed by a scream and a man saying, "Who said you could use the phone?" Penny claimed to have recognised the girl's voice as Anthonette, but did not recognise the man's voice. The second alleged sighting was at a restaurant about 4 years later, when when a girl, Anthonette, kept on pushing her cutlery onto the floor, and whenever a waitress picked it up, the girl would always touch the waitress's hand. And then when the girl and the unkempt couple that the girl was kept with went, the waitress saw on a napkin the words "help me" and call the police. This girl also could have matched Anthonette's description. Well, what theories can I come up with? Well, the first thing I could say is whether I can believe what Wendy claimed. The main reason is that Wendy didn't wake up her mum. Wake up Penny. That's just the biggest thing. Like, if you hear someone come to you, knock on the door, come to the door and take your sister. I know she was young, I believe she was 5 at the time, sorry. But surely you would wake up your mum to let her know what was happening. I understand when you're little, you may worry that your mum would get angry with you for waking her up, but surely she would have just got so scared and she would have woken mum up just because she was so scared and wanted to help. That's the thing. Why would Wendy have just said that afterwards? And why would she have let just Anthonette be taken? Why did she? I know she was little, but why didn't she wake up her mum and her mum could have dealt with it, tried to get Anthonette back? I don't know why Wendy would have just let her go. Yeah, and also, if the knocker identified himself as Uncle Joe, Uncle Joe was questioned, and he claimed to have to do with the case, and I think it was proven that he had nothing to do with the case. If the knocker identified himself as Uncle Joe, that knocker knew that Anthonette and Wendy had an Uncle Joe, and it was married to Penny's sister. That means they must have known Penny quite well. And if Penny then saw that person afterwards, which she probably did, surely they would have just somehow found out that. Surely that person who took them would have either had Anthonette deal with them or the body nearby, so Penny would have found out of Anthonette's whereabouts then. And also, the knocker identified himself as Uncle Joe. Penny would have only known him as Joe. That's the thing. So that means they knew they were talking to a child. And also, I just think it's so unlikely that Penny would have slept through the knocking. Like Anthonette and Wendy woke up, but Penny didn't. And also Anthonette and Wendy getting out of the bed and and Anthonette opening the door, the speaking, and then the taking. Penny could continue to have slept through all of that. And Anthonette and Wendy didn't. And also, it's such a massive coincidence that at 3 o'clock in the morning, someone was going around knocking and they managed to get a house that had people awake. That is such a slim chance of that happening. Oh, so I just think there's such a chance that Penny had something to do with it. Yeah. Although then again, if Penny did have anything to do with it, I, if she did kill her and like take the body and then maybe forced Wendy to make up this story, when would she have done it? That's the thing. I think she would have had to have Wendy awake. I don't think she couldn't have left Wendy by herself. She would have had to have like killed Anthonette and then like left the body somewhere and then like taken it sometime when Wendy was like at the house. And I just think that's quite unlikely. So I think probably maybe even Wendy knew about that Penny had something to do with it as well. I don't know. Then again, I think there's a high chance that maybe there was a knocker and maybe Anthonette did get abducted, but maybe Wendy and Penny didn't know it. Wendy and Penny didn't know anything about it. They may have had nothing to do with it. Just Wendy wanted to make up that story just so there was something that made it sound just so there was some clue in the investigation. I don't know. And also, there's a chance that maybe that Penny had organised the abduction while she was out with out. Maybe that told that person to identify himself as Uncle Joe. Don't know. Just such theories to the case. And also, the two alleged sightings, I think they both could have quite easily have been Anthonette. So I don't know. Maybe just Penny. Maybe Penny had organised the abduction. There's so much to it. I don't know. But yeah, if you've got any comments on what could have happened, because there's so much that could have happened, then let me know. And yeah, so yeah, in terms of the disappearances, I'm going to try and do maybe because, like I said, the vlog is going to continue. Do more of them in the vlog, and also maybe some in the blog. So if you've got any that you know about, like me to cover them, let me know. As always, if there's anything you want me to cover, then let me know and I'll speak about it. Yeah, gone well over this week. I knew this because there's so much to cover in this case. It's just so many theories to it. So yeah, thanks for tuning in this week and tune next week. See if we've got any other cases which have lots to explore. So yeah, see you then.